beautiful beings of light. I hope you all are well. Welcome to this full moon in Scorpio channeled energy report. So, this full moon is going to be occurring on April 26th or 27th, depending on where you're at in the world. And it is one of two back-to-back supermoons. It is in Scorpio, and it is known as a pink full moon. It's also been known as the egg moon. But what I found interesting in my research is that it's also known as the Buddha full moon. So it is a supermoon, and there will be another supermoon on May 26th. And essentially what that means is that we will be feeling this energy of release and revelation and this kind of transformational energy much more potently than we typically do. With the supermoon, I believe it's 7% brighter in the sky, and no, I'm sorry, 7% bigger and 15% brighter, and that's because it's traveling closer to the Earth in its orbit. And so from a perspective of tethering, that just means that we are able to harness this energy of transmuting lower vibrational tethers and tapping into a more exalted expression of it even more potently than we typically would. I believe that this full moon is going to be very powerful. It is in the sign of Scorpio, and I have my Scorpio pin here. I am a Scorpio, an 8th house Scorpio sun, as well as an 8th house Venus in Scorpio, and I have many other placements in Scorpio, so it is an energy that I am familiar with. And in my experience, Scorpio full moons tend to be very powerful, just in general. And then you add to the fact that it's a full moon, which is all about, transformation, regeneration, death, and rebirth. And you add the sign of Scorpio onto that, which again is all about transformation and death and rebirth. It is primed to be a very intense and powerful energy that we really have the ability to tap into and use to our advantage. Like I said, the full moon is the release or the resolve in the cycle. And previously, when I last spoke to you with a channeled message, we were dealing with these Aries energies. So we were feeling very excited. We had, a lot of electrical energy coming in. We didn't quite know what to do with it. We were, really having to kind of create a container around that, create scheduling, kind of get back into our own energy and figure out what to do with all of this, new amazing energy that was coming into our system. And if you remember, I said that was kind of like the peak, and that it would be, grounding out by the time we got to this Taurus energy in May. And so now with this Scorpio supermoon, super full moon, what's happening is what they've explained to me is that we are pausing before our magic is made manifest. So with the Aries energy, we were taking action. We came into these new fourth dimensional templates with the equinox, and then we were, really closing out, the cycle and beginning to align to our new fourth dimensional templates. And then once we got to that space, we began to take action with this Aries energy. And now we're moving towards this Taurus energy, where it's going to be all about the reality, tangible reality, building. Okay. It's like a building energy, a material energy. But before we can start building, right, we've got all this energy. We feel like we need to take action, and we've started to do that. We've tested the waters. This is a time where we are now going to pause and reflect. We're really harnessing in transformation, our intuition. We're tapping into the energy of awakening, death and rebirth. It's going to be a lot about what's hidden under the surface, because Scorpionic energy is very deep and intense, and it's all about what's below the surface. Okay, there's nothing superficial about Scorpionic energy. It's all deep, intense, mysterious, intuitive, psychic, creative, powerful, mysterious. From the more lower vibrational aspects. Scorpio has 3 phases. It's the only sign that goes through 3 transformations, and that is pretty classic, as its whole mantra is about the cycle of death and rebirth. And so it begins as the scorpion, and then it moves into the eagle, or what some call the dove phase, and then it moves into finally the phoenix. And if we tap into the highest, most exalted aspects of this, we are going to be the phoenix rising from the ashes, once we get through this last week of April. But in order to do that, we are going to have to release and let go. So on the lower end of the tethers, okay, these are in the Scorpio energy, where it's the scorpion. It's known as intuitive and psychic and powerful and mysterious, but it mainly creates harmony through conflict. Okay, so through conflict and a building of tension, and then ultimately, having it out, harmony is created, this death and rebirth. And they're also known as like the detectives of the soul. They're going to get into all the nooks and crannies of everything below the surface. Then you have the next level, which is the eagle or the dove. And that's where the phase, and you'll know where you're at, just depending on which energy tether in this 3-prong energy that's coming through is resonating, more strongly with you. Well, I should also say in the scorpion phase, it's more jealous and secretive, possessive, vindictive, really hard to know, and repressing the shadow. Okay, that's phase 1. I would suspect that most of you have transmuted this aspect of what the moon's grid is holding, given that you're exchanging energy here and you're resonating more with a 4D template. But remember, 4D still has duality, okay? So you may still be dealing with some of the lower, vibrational chord, okay, on the bandwidth. Next is the eagle or the dove, and that's where it takes on a relationship-based kind of energy. So this is now more the awakened energy. It's soulful and creative and focused on the whole and focused on the relationship, the family, putting the needs of the family above, or of the relationship above your own. Okay, so that would be the next cord and tether. And then finally, as the phoenix, it's a soul-centered energy. So now we've moved from the individual in the lower in the scorpion to the unit in the eagle, to humanity and soul-centered, and what is considered more of the enlightened energy as the phoenix. So all 3 of these bandwidths are available for transmutation, just depending on where you're at within your individual blueprint. So I would suggest that you meditate on that. I'm definitely going to be doing Tethers of the Moon Tarot, and we can kind of tease out. I've already pulled the cords and tethers to give you kind of a a snapshot of what we're going to be working with. And from what my team in spirit has told me, we are going to be releasing is going to be attachment, pessimism, depression, and addiction. So you can see this is a very powerful energy indeed. And these are some major, major players, you know, to be releasing here and transmuting, alchemizing. And I will go into this in depth in the Tethers of the Moon tarot reading. But, you know, this just gives you a glimpse of some of the energies that are going to be stepping forward, you know, for us to transmute into the higher, more exalted Phoenix energy. And so I do see all three cords and tethers kind of playing out, the Scorpion, the Eagle, and the Phoenix within these four. So I think it's kind of a mixed bag. But that's really exciting. You guys have to bear with me. As always, I have my notes here. So again, this is our opportunity to pause and reflect before we begin building. So we are going to be, there's going to be, you know, kind of a release of pressure. One of the things from a global perspective that they've made known to me is that this release of pressure may be seen as extreme weather events are possible. There can be secrets revealed. So from more of a collective perspective, we may see on the world stage this last week in April that there are some things that have been hidden that are now having the light of awareness shed upon them. And we knew this was going to, you know, continue to happen since that 4321 energy report that I put out. And the other thing that they said is that, you know, with the idea of Scorpio and, you know, unearthing what is hidden, that we may see some more, you know, quote unquote secrets, or what was hidden, you know, will now come to the light of awareness, or have the light of awareness shed upon it. And we've seen that already this week, you know, leading up to that, with the Pentagon, you know, acknowledging, you know, UFOs as genuine. You know, I saw, you know, I'm not really big into a lot of, you know, the narrative as a collective. But I did see that Edward Snowden has recently done an interview. So I think there's a lot, you know, from a collective world stage perspective that may be revealed. Yeah, they're using the word revealed in this full moon. And then like 2 days after, we may be seeing some of that, and the possibility of these extreme weather events. I even had this, you know, really intense lucid dream involving a tornado. And, you know, the other thing that I heard was like the potential for earthquakes across a fault line of some kind. So it is possible. I don't know if that's, you know, going to be made manifest on our timeline or not, but it is a possibility. Let's see. The other big thing is that this is going to be more of an internal, although there are these, you know, collective, you know, events that could be playing out. This is more an internal full moon energy. So before we can begin the building phase, okay, so we began to take action. We began to develop the ideas that were, you know, being made manifest. And we were beginning to create scheduling. We were beginning to create a container. But now, before we can go into this building phase, We need to release something, let go of something. We can't have these past cords and tethers and build a new reality simultaneously. It's got to be one or the other. And so they're saying this is going to be big. You'll definitely want to take the time for meditation, going within and asking yourself these questions. How do you rise from the ashes? What can you shed the light of awareness on that's hidden within? What have you been repressing? What can you let go of? Okay. And this is more about your emotional state, your beliefs, a way of being, a thought stream. This is internal. This is vibrational. This is on a frequency basis. Now, this could mean that you're letting go of things in your physical reality, because sometimes, we need to really get organized. And I'm finding the need to get organized again. Again, you need to take the time to pause before you begin to build. So you're going to be tweaking the scheduling that you're made. You're going to be, maybe planning things out a little bit. Maybe you need to let go of an activity to begin an activity. You're really going to be getting some clarity around that. Attachments. We're going to see that in the tarot reading. But what attachments do you have to people, places, things, ideas, that you can let go of? So it's delving into a deeper state of stillness. Okay, we're delving into a deeper state of stillness. And it's really asking for you to go within and ask yourself these questions and really get into the ritual of it. Get honest, get real, get deep with yourself. And that is what this full moon is asking us. And so I thought it was interesting with the Buddha full moon, that from what I was reading, the Buddha was born on a full moon. He had his reunification on a full moon, on the day of the full moon. His enlightenment was under a full moon. And when he left his avatar, all under a full moon. And knowing that this is a Buddha full moon, and the death and rebirth and the enlightenment and the symbolism of the Scorpio with the death and the rebirth, and then the transformation from the scorpion to the eagle to the phoenix. This is all about death and rebirth. It's all about going within, getting still, pausing before and releasing before we take that next step, before we begin to build, before, we move into this Taurus energy. And with it being, a supermoon on top of that, the potential for healing and regeneration, Scorpio energy is also known as, healing, cathartic, regenerative, is just so immense. It's going to be powerful. And I think that there's going to be a lot of revelation, a lot of transformation, and, really, the feeling and the sensation they gave me is just this, just this pressure, this release of pressure. And I began to feel that yesterday. Really, it was just all of the sudden, I woke up this morning and I just was like, wow, I feel peaceful. I feel content. I feel this release of these, self-imposed pressures and self-imposed deadlines, and just we impose a lot upon ourselves. Really, we do. And once we can get more into this observer mode and see ourselves more as frequency and energy, we can really begin to kind of tease out like where we are, where we're really pushing that, cork down under the surface, when, we really could just be flowing in the field. So I hope that helps someone out there. I'm sending you all big, big love. I will link in the description box below the tarot reading for the Tethers of the Moon, where we're going to get deep into this energy, because that is what it's called for. I'm really excited to do this. Like I said, I have an affinity for this scorpionic energy because it's, you know, I'm made up of so much of it. So we're going to be looking at addiction, depression, pessimism, and attachment overall. And how can we transmute that into something higher and better and more exalted? So sending you all big, big love. Bye.
Just wanted to say I love ya. Scully loves ya. Bye.